Hi Leos! Welcome to your May astrology and tarot reading. Welcome back to the channel and thanks for returning if you're a regular here, and if you are new, please subscribe. It would be lovely to have you on board. We're doing monthly and mid-monthly astrology and tarot readings at the moment to keep you updated on all things astrology. So Leo, this is a pretty big month in terms of career for you. Not only career, your reputation, your ambitions, your passions, all that 10th house energy, which gives us a greater sense of purpose. So not only do we have the sun there, the sun being your ruler, of course, we have the new moon in Taurus on the 4th of May. Mercury enters Taurus on the 6th of May. It conjuncts Uranus on the 8th of May, and that, if you are working in technology, is a big deal. And we have Venus enter Taurus on the 15th, which is all really lovely stuff. So yes, it's a square to you because it is a fellow fixed sign. So basically, any goal that you have is going to be approached with vigor. You're going to be really enthusiastic about progression. You're going to be able to commit to doing the extra work, the overhaul. If anybody's going to be caught doing overtime in the office this month, it will be you. If anybody's going to be passionate about their projects, it's you. And if you are not happy where you are, you will for sure be looking down different avenues to make your career and ambition needs met. So the new moon in Taurus on the 4th for everyone is a wonderful time to plant seeds for something that makes you feel secure. So for you guys, it's career, of course, but it can also be how you're perceived. So if you have a fear, for example, of public speaking or public events or social events or things like that, it's a great month to overcome that fear or to manifest confidence in those areas. Whatever it is that's kind of holding you back in your dream job, in your dream area of work, whatever it is that is limiting you, this new moon is a great time to manifest the abundance of opportunities to combat those fears. So Mercury in Taurus as well means that any presentations that you have, and we will get to love and all that other stuff in a minute, don't worry. It's just that this is a big topic for you guys. With Mercury being in Taurus, you're going to be such a gifted communicator in your work environment with your colleagues, with your bosses. You're going to be impressing people. Your relationship with your father is also under the microscope this month. You know, your relationship there, what your goals are in terms of how your relationship is, because not everyone's relationship with their father is organic. You may have opportunities coming in from your father. You may revisit your relationship with your father or men in authority in general that have inspired you. And as I said, if you work in technology or with computers, Mercury conjunct Uranus on the 8th, it can go a couple of ways. It can spin everything out of control. Your computers can go crazy. You might actually just find that your inbox is blowing up for sure, because Mercury and Uranus in a little dance kind of make me think of emails. And it will be in your chosen profession. You may get a lot of unexpected offers, or you may get a lot of tasks and projects thrown at you. But basically your computer, your phone, whatever it is in terms of your work will be going off quite a bit, give or take 2 or 3 days either side of this. May is a big month in general for you to make a real footprint in this, you know, in your chosen profession. And Venus being there as well means that you will for sure be getting a lot of positive feedback in the workplace, that kind of thing. So in terms of romance, let's talk a little bit about Jupiter, because Jupiter is going to be retrograde for the whole of May. It'll be retrograde for a lot of the summer, going direct again in August, and it is in your 5th house of passions and creativity and romance. So with it doing a bit of a tailspin, you can feel a little bit as though your love life, if you're single, if you're in the single arena, it may feel a little bit like more of a time of reflection, you know, thinking about past experiences, exes, that kind of thing. If you are in a relationship, more so, it's actually looking like the energy will be quite chilled. That's not a bad thing. I know that Leos have a flair for the flamboyance and that kind of thing, but it's not the ideal time to conceive because it was the sector of children. In terms of starting a new relationship, you may find that if you do start a new relationship, things will go very slowly. But if you're in a committed relationship, it's a wonderful time to go back and do the things that you did when you started dating if you want to get things back on track. So that being said, it is a pretty big month of ambition. It is a pretty big month to make your mark. It is a pretty big month to be seen. And I think you're really going to enjoy this month. I think you're going to enjoy this month. There is a full moon in Scorpio on the 18th, and Mars goes Mars goes into Cancer on the 15th. So we have a bit of watery energy going on. So emotions may be quite intense around the 18th. You may feel emotions flag up that you didn't expect, particularly surrounding your childhood, your past, your home, events in the home. You may learn something very surprising about somebody in your family. You may, with Mars being in your 12th house, because Cancers have just experienced this, and then it'll go into Cancer. When Mars goes into Cancer, your 12th house arena, your energy is really shift towards different spiritual perspectives. You're kind of looking for answers, and you're open. You're very open to other people's experiences, other people's belief systems. You're very interested as well in what makes people tick. So I just want to say that, giving you a heads up in terms of your career, you will be able to spot somebody who is BSing you from a mile away. You will be able to sense other people's agendas and perspectives. And this goes for your love relationships too, of course, and your friendships all over. Mars being in your 12th, I think, is quite a good detector of what's lying below the surface. It's very high priestess energy, whereby you are kind of aware of the subtleties that other people aren't. It's kind of like your spidey senses are tingling a little bit, Leo. So I'm going to go into the cards here. Just noticed the sun, which is your sign, is at the very bottom. But certainly in terms of career, it's really looking to be a big month. I mean, Uranus being in your career sector is incredible, I think. A lot of people find that freaky because you love, you are a fixed sign too, Leo. You love stability in the career. You love feeling like you're set, but you still need to make sure you're on the right path. And Uranus likes to make sure you're certain of that. You know what I mean? Just noticed my voice was getting incredibly low. I was going all Elizabeth Holmes on you. Let's see. Three of Swords, King of Cups, Seven of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. And underneath we have the Seven of Pentacles. Let's see what's here with the Eight of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. I'm going to draw one more. Page of Wands. And because it's a court card, I have to draw one more. The Devil. Devil may care. Okay. Let me see. Something's not quite right with you, Leo. What is it? The Three of Swords can always be a heartbreak, for sure. Some of you may have recently experienced some disappointments in love. You might have experienced some challenges. It doesn't have to be romantic, though. Just if we're thinking of the current energies, because I feel with the Page of Pentacles here, it is kind of like a rejection of an offer, or feeling as though you're not being as respected as you like. If that is the case, I think that all shifts in Taurus season, but this is what we're sort of dealing with at the start. Now, there is a potential for you to be missing something before you get those spidey senses, because bear in mind the Mars in Cancer aspect, where I said you start to really have heightened intuition, and you start to be able to see things for what they are without other people, because that's what this is. The Seven of Cups, being able to sense what's going on before it does. You get that, but you get that after the 15th. Until then, you run the risk of being too obsessed with the material, the financial, and the reputation. That's just the way the devil works. The devil is the obsessive nature, where you cannot see past where you are. And it's kind of a very restrictive, bondage-oriented card, whereby you're completely a slave to what it is that's keeping you in shackles. And the devil can come in many forms. It can come in the form of ambition. You know, you could be working way too hard. It can come in the form of obsession. You could be a little bit too into somebody at the expense of something else. It's whenever you don't have all your ducks in a row, you're kind of focusing all your attention in one arena. And the reason that the Three of Swords is there is because the arena that you're focusing on is the third party. It is the third sword that comes in and creates havoc. The Three of Swords doesn't always indicate another person. I know for some of you, you'll probably comment and say it does. Everyone's situation is different. I'm just saying this so that you don't superimpose a personality that's not necessarily there. So with the Page of Pentacles in the challenge, I feel that what you're obsessed on comes in pentacle form. In fact, there's quite a lot of pentacles here, and it's probably because you've been working really hard at something. A lot of you have probably started a new job. I know that after the lunar eclipse, red moon in your sign back in January, a lot of Leos really got this wake-up call to do something different. Whether it was to switch jobs, whether it was to commit to something or someone, there's been a lot of changes. And nothing wakes you up like a lunar eclipse in your sign. However, what remains to be seen is how out of sync you've become with everything else that hasn't changed. So, with the King of Cups, you could be dealing with a water sign. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. This is in your hopes position. So, this is somebody that you have a lot of affection for, you have a lot of feelings for, somebody who's certainly very sensitive as a person. It doesn't have to be a water sign, but it's somebody who is incredibly thoughtful, incredibly caring. If it's a fear-based interpretation of this, where you're fearful of this person, it's because they are oversensitive or claustrophobic or needy or emotionally manipulative. I more so sense with this here, because this is a Scorpio card, the Cups energy, you could be dealing with a Scorpio person. By nature, water signs are very good for Leos, actually, because they give Leos the love and attention and romance that Leo needs to thrive. In fact, most Leos that I know, I think like 90% go into relationships with water signs. That's kind of the way it goes, because water signs can give Leos that love. The problem arises that a Leo, in fact, I think most signs, I don't think it's fair to cast this on you, but you know, you need a lot of admiration from a lot of different places. You kind of need it from everywhere. And I think a lot of people need that ability to seek contentment in more than one area, you know, to keep your love life in balance, to keep your work life in balance. But the problem is here, you've kind of gone out of focus. You're focusing too much on one thing. For a lot of you, you have stress and concern surrounding education. And that could have come to the fore with the Aries energy, because that rules education. I'm just noticing here, this to me is the study card, the apprenticeship card. It is leading you to something special, so don't lose sight of that. You're working towards this contentment, this stability, this comfort. And you're supported in doing that. The problem comes from stress. The Seven of Wands, I can't think of a more stressy guy. The Ten of Wands, he's kind of just given up and he's like, okay, I'm going to do this. This guy's in the moment where he starts stressing about stuff and he starts getting agitated, and he's snapping at everybody around him. And there's a possibility, Leo, that if you overdo it and you get super stressed and obsessed, you will become a more childish Page of Wands energy. You will become snappy, you will become fretful, and you will act out. However, you are working towards something positive. So I'm not saying to ditch something. I'm not saying to just pull the third sword out and let bygones be bygones. I'm just saying that you have to balance. You have to give a little more. When the Page of Pentacles isn't in the positive position, when he is challenged, it's because he's not being able to give the gift that he has, and somebody needs a little bit more from you with this King of Cups energy. It looks to me as career focused as I expected it to be, but it is kind of suggesting that if you lose sight of the heartfelt moments, if you lose sight of what makes your heart sing, the moments of pleasure, the moments of passion, because with Jupiter retrograde in your sector of pleasure and passion, you might be too hard on yourself. You might be too responsible. You might lose sight of what makes you happy, basically, and you might get your work hat on and just say this is all there is to it. You might just not have the enthusiasm for the things that make you excited. The key is to get back to doing the fun things. The key is to push yourself to do them, because if you've got your work hat on, you're very determined, you're very ambitious, and I can see that. But there's no need to obsess over it. Saturn, I'm thinking of with the Devil card here, Saturn and Pluto are both retrograding in your 8th house. No, it's your 6th house. Work and responsibility. Yeah, that makes sense. So it is a feeling of being too responsible. You gotta have fun, Leo. I can't believe I'm telling Leos to have fun. That's so strange. But it's just the way the planets are. You just maybe don't feel like yourself. And some of you might try and bring it back at the bottom of a bottle. The Devil can be addictions. It can be that kind of unhealthy way of having fun. You got to use your imagination. You got to hang around with people that are creative, people that are imaginative and see the fun in life and see the magic in life. It could be a King of Cups person, somebody that sees the magic. Because all work and no play make for a very tetchy lion, You've done the work. You can sit back and see the results. I do get that the stars are very much career and work for you guys. And I can see. I wonder what's on the other side of the Devil. I'm going to draw one more card because I'm nosy. Ah, yes. The Devil is the restriction. Okay. Yep. Wow, these are so restricted. And then the Sun. Okay, so the Sun comes from, yes, releasing yourself from obsession and having a bit of fun. You are so hooked on something. You are so focused on making something perfect or making something pay off that you're missing the excitement. You'll enjoy Gemini season, Gemini season for you will be much more social. It will be much more lighthearted. It'll be much more carefree. It'll be less focused on the intensity of your career. I think the Sun shifting is what's going to stop you feeling so determined, so attached to your career. Just make sure, Leo, it's not at the expense of your relationships. I have been harking on about this since Uranus went into your career sector, and I know that it's kind of repetitive, but it is only because there is that risk of being so focused on it that you can't see anything else. And I think with Jupiter being in a love sector for you, it is this lovely time to meet somebody, or to be in a relationship with somebody. And with the amount of other aspects, because let's be honest, there's not enough fire in the sky when we think about it, because it's all shifting out of Aries. It's all getting really very earthy, a lot of Taurus, a lot of Capricorn, and then we have the Cancer and the Scorpio, all things considered, For you guys, that can feel a little bit like it's too much, and you can think, I have to buckle down and get my responsibilities in order, my ducks in a row, and go, go, go. At the expense of all things sentimental to you, because you need that fire. And with Jupiter being in retrograde, it doesn't mean that you don't still have a lot of luck in your romantic sector, because that's where you're being so blessed this year, whether it's occurred for you yet or not. The way to get back the fire is to have some fun. Like, don't let the Pentacles energy overtake absolutely everything. Get out there and enjoy yourself. And I've ranted too much. We still have to do the spirit animal cards. So let's go. Oh, that one flipped. The lamb. Oh, little lambs. I love little lambs. Oh. The cheetah. Cheetah is all systems go for sure. I'll do one more. Ooh. The cosmic egg. Okay. You gotta love a cosmic egg. So the lamb came up for Cancer, I think. Or did it come up for Aries? No, it came up for Aries. And the lamb, bless his little heart, he's so cute. He's peaceful, he's prophetic, and he is patient. Okay, so let me see. The lamb's message may channel through another person. The wisdom resonates within you. It will repeat and reverberate until you listen. Approach this gentle creature with utmost patience and reverence. Truth is a gift. Sit still, listen, and receive. So someone has an important message or guidance for you, Leo. It could come in the form of an earth sign, or it could come in the form of, well, it could come in the form of anybody. It could simply be this video. It could simply be this message. But the lamb is all about patience and being at peace with what you're doing. So not obsessing relentlessly over something. I do feel like somebody in your life is trying to tell you something. So interestingly, the cheetah is a fire sign, and it's actually solar force, and you are a sun sign. You're ruled by the sun. The cheetah is the epitome of solar forces at work. The sun doesn't shine onto the cheetah, it shines from inside this great creature and expands outward to brighten the universe. This is so Leo. The energy within a cheetah personality is palpable to others, and they naturally attract an audience to bear witness to their remarkable achievements. Again, 10th house energy. The achievements are flowing. Purpose and passion are the best fuel for a cheetah's forward momentum. So if you are lacking in those areas, reconnect to the why before you start running, because there is an instance of burnout here. It's a potential. When you're in balance, you achieve anything. Boundless energy. When out of balance, impatient and competitive. To bring into balance, reconnect to your purpose. So as I say, you know, your all systems go, and that's wonderful, but you might be missing out on something emotionally fulfilling. Let's see the cosmic egg. The unfolding of cosmic consciousness. This state emerges after we have tread the path for quite some time, and through self-effort and grace we experience self-realization. A sense of contentment and oneness spontaneously arrives within us, and the veils of self-limiting beliefs are lifted. So it's all connected. It's all happening for a reason. You're being made aware this month, Leo, of how connected everything is and how you can have it all. It just depends on how much focus you're putting. You're restricting yourself to something obsessive or unhealthy, or you're simply putting too much pressure on yourself to be all these things that just aren't possible within one day. Within this month, you're going to rise to new levels in your career. Just remember that your emotional relationships are just as important. I do sense that with the lack of fire in the sky, you know, Chiron's in Aries, Jupiter's retrograde in Sag, it kind of feels as though you need to really pick what lights your own fire. You know, what makes you feel excited about life and enthusiastic. And for a lot of you, it is probably your relationships. It is probably your connections, and they may suffer at the expense They may suffer if your career is taking over too much. So just bear in mind it's a very career heavy kind of month, and you must make sure to foster the other relationships, because somebody wants your attention. Somebody that's like a little lamb and you're this cheetah just going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And if you go too fast, you'll miss something. You can't take it all in when you're going that fast. So slow the motion, Leo. Enjoy the career highs and the excitement surrounding these, but also make sure to keep an eye on your intimate relationships. And I hope you guys enjoyed that reading and got something from it. I will see you guys in the next month. Bye.